Welcome and thank you for joining us today for a Land Services SA webinar on the acknowledgements functionality of the Closure and Joints report. This is a pre-recorded session with a live Q&A at the end of this presentation. We ask you to kindly hold all your questions until the allocated time, where one of our subject matter experts will be able to assist. Land Services SA's Industry Education Program covers key topics and frequently asked questions and is designed to help industry keep up to date with current practices. Our subject matter experts assist in preparing and delivering our industry education training sessions, utilising their years of experience and respected place in the industry. This session was prepared by Rui Afnan, a senior licensed surveyor at LSSA who has 30 years of experience in private practice, and myself, Martine Aldan, a plan lodgement analyst at Land Services SA, working closely with surveyors to help ensure plans meet legislative and lodgement requirements. During this webinar, we will be discussing key functionality of the Closures Report, with a focus on validating data and acknowledging errors and overrides. The Land Services SA Division team has a long history of validating the survey plan data shown on lodged plans and supplying up-to-date and accurate polygon closures and survey mark joins comparisons data to the state. The Closures and Joints report has been developed to provide the surveying industry with closures and survey mark joints comparisons directly from DPL plans lodgement and is to be used by industry when uploading DPL CAD files prior to plan lodgement. Through the development of DPL processing, the plan image data, its bearing, distance, label values and survey mark positions can be captured directly from the DWG file without manual data entry. This data is then used to create the closures and survey mark joints reports within DPL plan lodgement. This chart shows the existing workflow for DPL plan upload and lodgement in grey, with the updated workflow for DPL closures and joins shown in green. There are no changes to the existing process of drafting the plan to the DPL CAD standard and uploading the DWG file into the Uploads tab, and there are no changes to the CAD and PPR validations and TIFF image generation process. Once the TIFF has been successfully generated, the polygon closures and areas checking and the survey mark joints comparison reports are available in the Diagram tab, and the data that has been derived from the DWG can be confirmed by surveyors and job editors as being accurate and in line with the plan image. Once the Closures and Joints report are confirmed, the closures can be acknowledged at certification and then the plan can be lodged. A graphic diagram of the plan's data is displayed on the Diagram tab, and a background map layer with SAPA details including road names, surrounding features and abutting plan details. The new DPL Closures and Joints report will calculate closure polygons of lots and allotments, pieces, easements and construction parcels, and will highlight errors, calculate closures results and provide a joins report. The LSSA Closures Report helps you complete closures and joins and acknowledge any overrides or errors before certification and lodgement. Let's have a look at confirming distance bearing and closure data in a simple plan. In this example, we do have a number of errors showing up in the Show Errors and Overrides filter. For parcel 701, there is an error detail saying that the stated area label and calculated area mismatched by a metre squared. The stated area or the area label in the DWG has 219 metres squared, and when we've done the closures it works out to be 220. Because the difference is only 1 square metre and we accept that that's perfectly okay, we just need to go ahead and acknowledge that error. and we put a simple reason in and press acknowledge. For the other parcel details, I'm going to go to the show parcels screen. For parcel 704, we've got some details missing for one of our lines, so we need to go and add that in. Once we've added that in, we can go to save and refresh. It's recalculated our closure because it has full data now, and the status has been updated to passed. For our construction parcel, again, we just need to go and confirm some line data, bearing, save and refresh. Again, our status for this parcel has been updated to passed. We've got quite a few errors for our marks. It's due to the missing data along Paynham Road. So we need to go and add that line in, and it should be able to then calculate our survey mark joins. And add a line from point 40 to 38. And from 38 the way through to 45. Let's confirm that data now. Save the changes. And so we can see now that our marks have all passed validation. And if we go to our joins report, we've got our 3 survey marks. They're all connected, they're all under tolerance, and we've got 3 ticks, so happy days. So now we just need to complete our acknowledgements on those overrides and added lines that we have put into our diagram. So back to show errors and overrides. And we'll just finish adding in our acknowledgements. So now that we have acknowledged all of the errors and overrides that we've performed on the plan, we can now just go to certification. Under Certify Plan, we have a pop-up that will list out all of the details of your acknowledgements, the comments that you've put. The checklist can just be ticked as normal, and then you can certify the plan. If you do go through certification and you go to hit Certify Plan, but not all of the acknowledgements have been completed, then there will be a prompt in this screen that says not all errors and overrides have been acknowledged. Please check the diagram for details. You should go back to the diagram screen and just complete your acknowledgements. Once they're all done and you come back into certification, you should be able to certify the plan as normal. If you do want to unacknowledge one of your errors or overrides, so you can just uncertify the plan, come back into this screen and delete your acknowledgement. So that concludes our overview of acknowledgements within DPL. Common issues in DWG plans that can impact the level of your plan data that can be derived include labels on the wrong layers. This can cause polygons not to be formed. Label values outside of tolerance for matching to the line work. Label position incorrect. An example of this is road width labels too far from road bearing labels. Changes must also resolve to a point along the line that they refer to. LSSA will keep industry up to date with tips and tricks to assist them with drafting plans for closures and joins data. And we also have updates to the DPL CAD template and tool palettes. In summary, errors and missing data for lines, polygons and marks can be resolved by job editors and plan certifiers in the Diagram tab. Acknowledge all errors and overrides are by a licensed surveyor. If a DWG file is re-uploaded, it will require errors and acknowledgements to be completed again. Resolving drafting errors in drawing files will minimise any errors and acknowledgements in the closures report. When confirming data and editing lines, save and refresh regularly. Complete all acknowledgements prior to certification and lodgement. The recording of this webinar is available to watch from our Industry Education Hub library, where you can also find a range of educational and support materials to assist you in your day-to-day work. This concludes the recorded webinar section. Thank you for listening. Please remain online for the live Q&A session with our subject matter experts.